Where's the princess?
Closer than you think, Gandhi. Use the amulet. It was I, all along. As a reward for your bravery and leadership, I shall thrice slay you.
That's cool, but I'm good.
Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Retrospective, where we press rewind and dive into the shows that shaped us, challenged us, and refused to be forgotten. Today, we're taking a trip back to a high school unlike any other, where history's greatest figures got cloned, dropped into the chaos of adolescence, and hilariously reminded us that nobody's perfect, not even a clone of Abe Lincoln. That's right, we're talking about Clone High.
Amen, brother. Amen. Love this. All right. Woo!
Whether you remember it for JFK's unforgettable one-liners, Joan of Arc's unrequited love, or the wild twist that left us wanting more, Clone High was a show as brilliant as it was bold. Let's dig into the origins, some controversy, and the legacy of this cult classic, as well as its triumphant return to television. Class is officially in session. Let's go. When Clone High first aired on MTV in November of 2002, it brought something truly unique to television, a satirical high school comedy where the students were clones of famous historical figures grappling with teenage angst, identity crises, and the absurdities of adolescence. Created by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, along with Bill Lawrence, the creator of NBC's Scrubs and Apple TV's Ted Lasso, the show was a vibrant blend of irreverent humor, heartfelt storytelling, and a distinct visual style. While it initially struggled to find its audience, Clone High has since become a cult classic, celebrated for its sharp writing, unforgettable characters, and the controversy that ultimately cut its first life short. Lord and Miller, who would later become Hollywood powerhouses behind 21 Jump Street, the Lego Movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, well, they were fresh off their stint in television animation when they developed Clone High. Their goal was to create a parody of high school dramas, infusing the genre with an absurd premise. The clones of historical figures like Abraham Lincoln, Joan of Arc, Cleopatra, and JFK, John F. Kennedy, navigating the pitfalls of adolescence in a modern-day high school setting. The show's animation was deliberately stylized with bold lines and a minimalist aesthetic that gave it a distinct look among other animated series of the early 2000s. Paired with a quirky indie rock infused soundtrack and razor sharp dialogue, Clone High stood out as both funny and emotionally resonant. At the heart of Clone High were exaggerated versions of historical figures reimagined as archetypal teens. Abe Lincoln, who was voiced by Will Forte, was the awkward, idealistic everyman, torn between his crush on Cleopatra, who was played by Krista Miller, and the unrequited love of his best friend, Joan of Arc, who was played by Nicole Sullivan. And JFK was played by Chris Miller. Each character leaned into their historical identities in absurd and comedic ways. JFK's over-the-top confidence and exaggerated Boston accent became a fan favorite. The writing didn't shy away from blending outrageous humor with genuine emotional depth. Episodes tackled themes like fitting in, self-discovery, and of course unrequited love, while riffing on high school tropes. And who could forget the melodrama of the episode ending
Next time on a very special Clone High,
which would parody the over-the-top soap opera cliffhangers. Despite its creative brilliance, Clone High faced significant backlash, particularly in India, over its portrayal of Mahatma Gandhi as a party-loving slacker. The character voiced by Michael McDonald was intended as a humorous departure from the real-life figure, but protests erupted, claiming the depiction was disrespectful. Now, in January of 2003, the 55th anniversary of Gandhi's assassination, around 150 protesters, including members of parliament and Gandhi's great-grandson Tushar Gandhi, gathered in New Delhi and vowed to go on a hunger strike in response to Clone High. The controversy led to MTV pulling the show from its schedule in early 2003, just a few months after its debut. The first and only season ended on a dramatic cliffhanger with no resolution in sight. Though it lasted only 13 episodes, Clone High gained a loyal following through reruns and online platforms. Fans appreciated the series' bold satire, clever writing, and endearing characters. The humor and storytelling style of Lord and Miller, which would later define their Hollywood successes, were already evident in Clone High. The show's abrupt cancellation only added to its mystique, with fans clamoring for its return for nearly 2 decades. Memorable moments like the Snowflake Day holiday parody, Abe's cringeworthy attempts to woo Cleopatra, and JFK's unforgettable line, "Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys," well, that cemented its place as a cult classic. In 2023, Lord and Miller answered fans' prayers with a long-awaited reboot of Clone High on HBO Max. The series retained its original charm while updating the humor and cultural references for a modern audience. Some characters returned as new clones were introduced, breathing fresh life into the series while honoring its roots. Notably, the character of Gandhi was absent from the reboot, a decision made to respect the sensitivities that led to the original controversy. Co-creator Phil Lord explained that Gandhi remains on ice in the new series, indicating that the character's absence was a deliberate choice to avoid reigniting past controversies. The reboot introduced new voices to the cast, including Ayo Edebiri of The Bear as Harriet Tubman, who brings a sharp wit to the new ensemble, Mitra Juhari of Big Mouth, and Vichy Martinez from Orange is the New Black. Returning voice actors like Will Forte and Nicole Sullivan ensured the original characters retained their beloved quirks, while the new clones enriched the ensemble with fresh perspectives. So that's the High and Low Retrospective on Clone High, a show that started as a quirky satire and has since cloned its way back into our hearts. Its original run may have been brief, but its razor-sharp humor and endearing characters ensured it would never be forgotten. If you haven't had a chance to revisit this gem or catch the reboot, now's the time. Don't let history repeat itself without you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more deep dives into the shows, movies, and music that deserve a second look. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, always question your genetically engineered destiny.